Welcome into Time to Thrive with Thomas Cox from MillFit.co. Thomas, thank you for joining me again.
Happy to be here.
It's good. Anytime I get to see you on a Thursday is always the best
Wonderful
time.
Day.
And after we got to introduce you, it was 2 weeks ago, and we got to bring you in and really talk about what makes Thomas Cox and what makes Meal Fit, whether it be the catering, the meal plans, or the meal prep food. It was so interesting, and I want to kind of take this time and dive in a little bit deeper, segment by segment, and figure out what really makes you tick.
Right.
And so I think one of those things is, and you mentioned it to me when we first met, was, hey, do you have a morning routine?
Right.
And I thought to myself, well, I brush my teeth and take a shower.
Right.
But does your morning routine mean going to run an Ironman race, or does it mean just making sure I put both socks on?
Exactly.
So what does that mean? What is a morning routine?
So if you Google that, what you're going to find is that a lot of, quote, successful people, millionaires, billionaires, people that are at the highest level of success, they have a routine on a daily basis that it's mindless. Okay? Let's just give a great example. Mark Zuckerberg, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, all these guys, Steve Jobs, all these guys have morning routines. All these guys have a plan where what they wear is mindless. What they do is mindless. Because here's the thing. It's been scientifically proven that you can only make so many good decisions in a day.
Do you know what that number is?
I do not know, because it's different for everybody.
Okay.
It's different for everybody. And so
I know mine's about 5.
Five or 6, yeah.
Mine can't be much.
But here's the thing. You waste calories mentally on what you're going to wear the next day. That's a decision that you have to make. Like we talked about when, wear shorts and T-shirts and I wear pretty much the same things every day. Zuckerberg wears the same things every day. Steve Jobs wears the same things every day. Obama, Trump, they wear if you look, they're wearing the same things every day. And so with a morning routine, that's just part of it. With a morning routine, what people do is some people's are very, very long and very, very detailed. And some are very, very small and very, very short and concise. And so everybody's is different. There are a lot of patterns and a lot of same things in a lot of these successful people. But what it usually consists of is a time of reflection, whether it be prayer, reading your Bible, whatever, meditation, different things, yoga, different things. Like everybody's got something like that, from the super spiritual to the not super spiritual. Most of them consist of some sort of education. Most of them consist of some sort of exercise. And then obviously you got some sort of meal or food in there, thrown in there. And so I think that those things are very, very important, because what they do is they help us get started with our day. Because I had a coach in high school say, if your first step is wrong, none of your other steps can be right. Okay? And so if my first step is correct, my first step is consistent every day, I'm more likely to be successful throughout my day.
It's kind of like running on a ladder, like when you're doing the foot drill on the ladder.
Like in high school, yeah.
It's tough to catch back up.
Absolutely. And so if we can get started in the right direction, I think that what happens is we get into that routine. Because there's nothing, here's the thing, think about this, there's nothing worse than waking up 45 minutes, an hour late from your alarm, and you're scrambling to get out the door, then all of a sudden the rest of your day is screwed up. Am I not right?
Can't even tie your shoes.
You can't tie your shoes.
You're brushing your teeth in the car.
You're thinking about, what did I not do this morning? And so what happens is you get frazzled. But if you can get up, have a consistent routine, then what you can do is you can get on with the rest of your day and be in a rhythm, because we are creatures of habit. And if we can get in a rhythm and stay in a rhythm throughout our day, we are more likely to succeed and more likely to get more things done.
So when you think about a morning routine, I think about my morning routine.
Right.
That's very light.
Yeah.
Not, maybe it's half the stuff you mentioned, right? And then I think about Thomas Cox morning routine.
Right.
Detailed morning routine. First thing you do to the last.
Got it. Okay, so wake up time is between 4 and 4:10. Okay. I have to have time by myself.
Now, the wake-up time is different for everybody too, right?
Yeah, exactly. The wake-up time is different for everybody. But I need to be at work early, okay? I've got 3 kids, and so I have to have time by myself. So wake-up time is between 4 and 4:10. Mel Robbins, author, I think it's the 5-second rule, don't hit the snooze. Don't hit the freaking snooze.
I'm so good at hitting the snooze.
You're so freaking talented.
Rolling my phone over and hitting the orange button.
So one of the things I also, not you mentioned that, one of the things I've done is I bought an alarm clock and took my phone out of the room. Okay.
You're committed. You are committed.
So I don't look at this thing for 30 minutes. I get up between 4 and 4:10. I walk into my closet, my clothes that are already laid out for the next day. I put my clothes on. I brush my teeth and I put my clothes on. Here's the quirkiest thing I do, I always put my shoes on. Always. Because for the next hour and a half, I'm not doing anything active, but I put my shoes on. Because if my shoes are off, I am in a relaxed mode. And so I'm thinking, sit and watch TV, relax. I don't want to have my shoes. So I put my shoes on. So I brush my teeth, put my clothes on with my shoes. I walk into my office in my house, and I read my Bible, and I pray. And that looks different a little bit every day. So it's reading my Bible, praying, journaling. I write a lot because I like to write down prayers and things like that, who I'm praying for, circle who I'm praying for. There's different types of things. So I write down a lot, read a lot in my Bible, and just have some time of prayer. For me, that helps me get started, okay? The Bible talks about tithing. It's not just your money, but it's the first of everything. They talked about in the Bible in the Old Testament, giving the first fruits, the first cow, the first of your grain, whatever. Well, I'm going to give God the first of my day. It's just a principle to live by, okay? So the first thing I do is I do some sort of prayer, meditation, reading. The next thing I do is I will do some sort of educational something, meaning I will read a book. I will read a blog of what's going on, something that's going to help me in my business, in my life, with my kids, whatever. I'm going to read something. Like right now, I'm reading a book called Love. I can read two books. One, not Love Does. It's called Everybody Always by Bob Goff. And then there's another one that my neighbor recommended called The Gospel Comes with a House Key. And it's talking about hospitality. I'm in the hospitality business, but we have a home that we want to bring people in and love people, and from a spiritual perspective, but also just from a love perspective. So, those are the two things I'm reading right now. But then also, so the next thing is exercise. I move every day. I mean, I feel like I've got to move every day. It is it primes my body.
Is it like your stimuli?
It really is.
You know, if I don't move today, I've really messed up. Is there ever a day where maybe you don't move and that kind of creeps into your brain, you start to feel bad about it?
Yes. So if I have to be at work before 5, I typically don't move, because that means I have like a 3 o'clock wake up time. I don't try to wake up many times before 4.
Yeah. I don't think many of us try to.
Not many of us try to. Yeah. So if I have to be at work before 5 or 5, I typically don't. So I'll do something later in the day, but I've got to move in the morning. A lot of people do this. What do you consume? Like drink, water. I typically, when I first get up, I try to consume some sort of water, probably 8 to 10 ounces, and then I drink black coffee as I'm sitting there reading and do that stuff. I probably drink two cups of black coffee in the morning, nothing added to it. And so then I move every day. After I move, I eat. I eat the same thing every day. I ate 4 eggs and ate the leftover something of the night before. The leftover vegetables, the leftover rice. Like this morning I ate rice. I ate about a half a cup of rice with 4 eggs. I mean,
how do you cook the eggs?
Fried.
Really?
4 fried eggs.
Is it about the only thing you ever fry?
No, I love fried okra.
Really?
I love it.
It is good. It's tough to pass up fried okra.
I love fried okra.
So you eat whatever you had the night before, and then you eat those 4 eggs, and then after that, is it go time?
It's go time.
Golly.
So
your shoes are already on, so you're good.
I'm good. Yeah. So that works for me. It's taken a while to get that thing dialed in, because you have to tinker with what you're doing, and sometimes the things are shorter and longer. So if I don't have to be at work until 7 o'clock. I've got a little more time. If I have to be at work at 6, that is compressed. So instead of reading my Bible for 45 minutes or an hour, it comes down to 30 minutes. And my workout goes from 45 minutes to 30 minutes or even 20 minutes. Here's the thing. If I got 20 minutes to move or 15 minutes to move, I will go out there and move.
So are you moving at home or are you moving at a gym?
At home.
Really?
At home. I love a gym, but I like home better because it gives me 10 minutes to get to the gym, 10 minutes to get home. It gives me more time. And time is the most valuable commodity we have. Warren Buffett and the homeless guy under 280 or under 459 has got the same amount of time. So time is the ultimate commodity. We all got the same amount. It's what you do with your time that is the most important thing. And so I want to be as condensed with my time as I can. I got a couple buddies that come work out with me in the morning, and we work out together, and they're varied levels of intensity. Obviously, mine is a little bit higher than theirs just because they're wanting to move. One guy's not in very good shape, one guy's in average shape, and then I'm in better shape. And so we just move and scale the thing to what we can do. But those things are paramount to my day. I mean, they are paramount to my morning routine. And like I said, if I don't have those, I feel a little lost, but it's very, very rare that I don't have that.
So when going to find, say, a listener's morning routine, or going to find like your own morning routine out there, whoever is, consuming this, and where would you say the first step to finding it would be? Would it be, trying to just eat something in the morning, or trying to just read something in the morning, or just as easy as not hitting the snooze button?
I would say let's turn the ship slow. Okay, just don't still get thrown off the ship. Let's turn the ship slow and try to get into something that's manageable, and then add as we go. The first thing I would say is getting up consistently. Don't get up don't let your kids be your alarm clock. That's a hazard. Don't let this is because here's what time they're up, and then you get up, and then you can't organize your kids. You got to lead your kids. They're kids. I don't care from 3 to 16 or 17. You need to lead your kids, and you need to set a good example. So get up before your kids. Get a consistent time to wake up, and then let's add small things. Let's add some sort of reading. If you're spiritual, pray, meditate, whatever. Let's have some sort of reflection, some sort of education. And again, it could be 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be long. And then I think we all need to move. And some people are going to push back on the move, say, hey, I'm not a morning person. That's fine. But if you're going to move, have something consistent in the afternoon when you're going to move. You're going to work out partner after to do so. But
the afternoon to me, though, always feels so jumbled. Dinner plans could come up. Or, hey, maybe, I got to go to a practice. Or, hey, maybe all of a sudden I got a meeting that ran over past 5 o'clock and I can't make it to the gym.
How many times do you have meetings scheduled at 5 or 6 or 7 in the morning? How many times?
Never.
Because
no one else wants to be up that early. So you got to push yourself.
So you got to push yourself. But those are available windows. If that's always going to be an available window, you've got to leverage that time as much as you can. And it's a discipline thing. I mean, it is. It's a discipline thing. It's just something where, I'm not saying you got to wake up at 4 o'clock, but you need to get up before you think you need to. If you got, okay, it's going to take me 22 minutes to get to work. It's going to take me 13 minutes to get to get in the shower and get dressed. It's going to take me 5 minutes to get something to eat. You don't need to be waking up an hour before. No, you need to leave yourself margin so that you can, because stuff comes up. But also give yourself time to get things done and get processed. Another thing that I do the night before, or if I fall asleep sitting there with my wife, is I always take about 5 to 10 minutes and look at my calendar and plan my day. I'm a list maker, like you can see.
I can tell, yes.
I'm a list maker. And so I get down what I got to do. Because if I'm not organized in my thought process, the day doesn't go as well either. So I want to know this is what I'm doing then so that I can be organized throughout the day.
Well, and it gives you time to wake up, too, in the morning, especially if you give yourself a lot of time. I mean, I think, if we wake up 2 hours before we're about to do something, it's a lot where we're planning to do something.
Right.
It gives your body a lot more time to wake up, get active, and get ready to start the day. Whereas, if you sleep in 30 minutes, hey, I got to be at work. I don't even shower. I just throw on a shirt and some khakis, and I'm there. And, we're all victim to it sometimes. But, every single day, that's a you problem. You know what I mean? Every single day, you discipline yourself into just, chipping away a little bit a day at that mountain, and before you know it, you're Thomas Cox. I don't know how it gets any easier than that. You know what I mean?
So the thing is those stresses that you're talking about, they build stress.
Yeah.
You put stress on yourself. Discipline helps relieve stress. When I can have a more disciplined life and make decisions that I don't want to do. People that are successful, they say that I love my job, but you know what? There's a lot of parts about my job that I don't love. That I do it freaking anyway. All these guys that are super, I keep using Zuckerberg and Jobs and all that, but these people, Tony Robbins, these people do things that aren't comfortable. You got to do things that aren't comfortable you got to do things you don't want to do in order to be not like everyone else.
Yeah, and to do those, that means you're thriving, right?
You
can't. It's time to thrive.
That's right.
Exactly. Thomas Cox joining us right here on the Ford Faction. Thomas, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, sir.
Again, as always, look, morning routine, if you missed any part of that, it'll obviously be on a podcast, yellernews.com, all over the place. But morning routine is one of the most important things to begin your journey to thrive and, to find yourself, to start down the path of, being successful. And I don't mean like in your job, but I mean being successful. When you look back on your day and you put your head on the pillow, did you get better today?
Did you get better today? Did you get stuff done? Here's the thing. Did you get done what you wanted to get done? Yeah. That's huge.
I think it is too. We'll be listening to you every other week here on Thursdays on the Ford Faction, so I'm incredibly excited about it. Thomas, can't thank you enough. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Awesome.